You know, one thing I've learned in this past year and a half on YouTube is no matter how clearly you explain a concept, no matter how well you lay it out, there's always going to be people who watch it, have no idea what you're talking about, and then leave a comment that absolutely clearly shows they have no idea what you're talking about. I guess this is going to be another one. Now, I'm going to try to explain this so simply that everyone can understand. This is a very simple concept. It's numbers. There's really not no arguing about this. This is pretty much what it is. What I'm going to describe to you is a thing. Apple just won a battle. They had no reason winning. The deck was stacked against them. They had no way of winning this. None. But they're going to win. It's pretty amazing. I'll tell you how right after this.
This is, you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So for the last couple of months, we've known a couple things about what Apple was going to do at their recent keynote. They were going to tell us about the new iPhone, tell us how much it cost, and then of course tell us about some other things like the new iPad and such. Another thing we knew they were going to do is tell us about the price of Apple TV Plus that no one cared about. Like, no one really cared about it. Because after Disney came in and laid the smackdown on everybody, everyone counted Apple out. I mean, everyone. I did, I know I did, and a bunch of other people. Now, everyone was really paying attention to the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max announcements. I even did some videos about it here. But a lot of people missed something that happened when Apple talked about Apple TV Plus. First of all, this is a major opportunity for them to win the hearts and minds of the streaming public, of which there's now tons. Tons of people are stream only. I'm stream only. Some of my family stream only. My friends are stream only. It's a pretty big thing now. Cutting the cord is a thing. But no one thought they had a chance. You see, Disney came out with an amazing bundle. Not only were they throwing out all the Disney stuff, which means the Marvel stuff, Star Wars, and everything else, all the animated stuff, into one streaming package, put it everywhere you could ever want to stream it, and then came out with an amazing price. Like, they really laid the smackdown. And all the memes, all the RIP Apple memes were out there. And let me tell you something, I never thought Apple had a chance. It was over, it's a wrap. They have too much good content and their price is amazing. Netflix is even in trouble. So Apple TV Plus was just gonna be a footnote in the presentation until they pulled the most savage move that nobody even really is paying attention to. Now I'm gonna try to break this down for you so that it's super clear. But by the end of this, you should be pretty convinced that at least in 2020, Apple is gonna be the streaming king. Like, how did they do that? The first thing they did was they talked about the price. $5 for a family streaming bundle. That's a great price. That actually caught a lot of people off guard and kind of made people a little bit excited about it. But the reality is the content, well, let's just say that of the major streaming services like Hulu, Netflix, and you can even throw Amazon Prime in there, it was kind of on the low end. I mean, I don't want to see Oprah, do you? But I mean, if you look at it, they are throwing some money out there. Obviously, getting Oprah on your network was not cheap. So sure, they're going to invest. We know Apple's going to try to make it the best it is. But even for $5, you know, maybe I would try it. I don't know. The 7-day free thing I might try. But I think most people were kind of like, I mean, that's cool. But then Apple came with the savageness. And this is why they're going to win in 2020. And perhaps even beyond. Because not only is the $5 price point correct, they are also offering it for free for people who are buying their hardware. This is crazy. Now, if this was just a free 7-day trial like they're doing for everyone else on the website, I probably wouldn't think too much of it. But it's a year free of Apple TV Plus. This is a game changer. Now you might be wondering, well, why is it a game changer? Sure, it's free for a year, but the content still isn't any good. Okay, I'm gonna need you to pay attention. For the people who don't have good comprehension, I need you to listen very, very closely to the next little bit that I'm gonna talk about, because it's really critical. What's gonna be important for Apple is the first numbers they give out for their subscribers. How many subscribers they were able to get signed up for Apple TV Plus. That will leverage very highly in the industry as to whether or not they were successful. So the first time they give out Apple TV Plus numbers is gonna be a big deal. All the news is gonna be paying attention to it. Everyone will, the competitors, everything. And that makes a difference. So what did Apple do? They pumped the numbers. Because here's the thing. Forget about all the people that are going to sign up just to sign up. But if for every single iPad, Mac, iPod Touch, and iPhone they sell for at least the foreseeable future gets a free year, well, I guess I'll just show you the numbers. Well, let's just look at 2018 numbers. And here's the thing. I realize that they're probably not going to sell as much in 2019 as they are in 2018. It's not going to matter. I'll kind of figure that into the whole thing. Now, we're going to assume a downwards turn in sales overall. It's possible that Apple will not have this downturn, but I'm going to put it in there just to prove a point. So I'm actually going to take a very conservative look at these numbers. I'm actually going to take a percentage off and not even count a bunch, including the people who are going to sign up without buying a new product. I think that part's important. So the numbers I'm giving you are low. Last year, they sold about 18 million Macs, the PCs and laptops. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. They sold over 40 million iPads. 40 million iPads. Did you see how the numbers are getting bigger? I'm not even going to tell you how many iPod Touches they're sold, because I don't know. And I don't even have to talk about how many Apple TVs they sold, because that also will get the free sales number. Now, what they're saying is they hinted at a double digit, so I'm thinking somewhere in the 10 million or so range. Doesn't matter. Not even going to count those. But they sold 217 million iPhones. So for those of you with pretty bad math, that's over 250 million people that will now get a free year of Apple TV and will basically become subscribers. Now you might be thinking, well, not all 250 million are going to take advantage of that offer, and you're probably right, not all of them. But it's a numbers game. A huge majority of them are going to say yes to a free year. I'm not talking about a free 7 days where they're afraid they're going to get charged. I'm not talking about a free month. I'm not talking about free 3 months. A free year. Now you tell me, who's paying $1,000 for a phone and some other things is going to say no to a free year of something? The vast majority are going to say yes. Let's just take that 250 million number, and remember, that does not include new signups that have nothing to do with purchases or Apple TV sales or iPod Touch sales. But let's take that 250 million number and let's chop it down even more. Let's go down to 200 million. Let's say that out of the 250 million people who buy a product, which may be more because again, we're not counting a couple products, only 200 million of them sign up. That seems reasonable to me. Most people are going to take the free year of Apple TV Plus. I mean, don't you think that? 200 million, do we feel good about that number? No, that's not good enough, it's too much. Okay, I'll go down another 25 million. 175 million people will have access to free Apple TV Plus. Again, not counting sales of iPod Touches, not counting sales of Apple TV Plus, of Apple TVs, and not counting sales of just people wanting Apple TV without buying a new product. 175 million. This is a very low number, but let's take it, 175 million. So then the first time they report numbers of about 175 million subscribers. Just a guess, about 175 million subscribers. You know what? I'll give you even more. I'll give you another 25 million. Let's say 150 million subscribers. Now, I'm throwing out close to 100 million people to prove this point. Let's say they have 150 million subscribers. I can't see how you could argue this point, but let's say that. Do you know how many subscribers Hulu has? Hulu, one of the more prominent streamers in the market, has 28 million. 28 million. But let's forget about all the smaller streamers. Let's forget about that. Let's talk about the big dog, Netflix. How many subscribers do they have? Hold on to your pants. 148 million subscribers, which by our number means that Apple has surpassed Netflix in its first year by 2 million subscribers on the incredibly low end of this estimation. This is a battle that no one had Apple winning, and they can win the very first year. Now you might say, well, but then everyone can cancel after the first year. And that's true. And it's possible they won't keep this sale going on for an entire year. That is also true. But I've cut so much off of this estimation that this number is still absolutely possible. And here's the thing. If people do decide to quit after the first year, A, Apple has already won the first year. B, Apple has an entire year to come up with better content. An entire year to come up with better content. And if you don't think they will, you're not paying attention. And then you got to remember the people who have had this for a year may not want to give it up. Here's the thing. When you give something to a person for a long period of time, they don't tend to want to give it up unless it's just absolutely trash. And for $5, most people are just going to stick with it or even forget that they're subscribed to it. Or if you're in a family, at least one of the family members is going to have a show they like on there and they're not going to want to get rid of it. And to keep the peace in the house, they'll pay $5. So hopefully, even for the people that are slow in the back, I hope that you've been able to see that as it is right now, 2020 is Apple streaming season. I mean, it's amazing. They did it. They are the savages. They're the most savage. So what do you think? Are you going to get Apple TV Plus? Are you going to get the 7-day free trial if you don't buy anything? Are you just going to buy it for $5? Or are you going to buy something that's like an iPad or an iPhone and get it for a year? Tell me in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Is this going to be the service to beat in 2020? And for those of you who didn't understand what just happened and you don't agree, I don't know what to say. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week, having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love. Time to go get my phone.